so that they understand things to look for. Why, when something breaks, you fix it immediately? Because that $5 job doesn't turn into a $5,000 job. And then the third and last one is how to be a good neighbor. Little things like why it's important to cut your grass on time. You may not think it's a big deal, but the other people that are caring for the lawn may think it's a big deal. Shoveling your driveway, shoveling your sidewalk, cleaning up, how to be a good neighbor. If you see something weird happening at a neighbor's, let them know. Like somebody was snooping around your backyard the other day, just wanted to give you a heads up. So we really do want them to be part of that community. We also give them media training, because if you read the paper in the last week, our families got interviewed pretty substantially from CFPL, CTV. So you don't want to just shove them in front of a mic and wish them good luck. We want to help them in terms of getting them comfortable so that they can share their experience and their story.
Okay.
Habitat mortgages. So this is what I call the myth busting part of the session. So how many people think that at the end the families get the house for free? Oh, that's good. Most people seem to think that Habitat homes are free. At the end, our families buy the home at fair market value, and that is part of a CRA requirement. We have a third party appraise the home. The mortgages are interest free, so every payment they make goes directly towards the principal. It's geared to income. 25% of their gross income goes towards housing, and those payments include the property taxes. Now, because we fundraise and get gift in kind to build a home, when they make their payments, those payments go directly back into our Fund for Humanity. So it goes right back into our build fund. So that gives seed money for the next build. So the more we build, the more monthly payments we get in, the more we build. See that cycle? It works. All right, next page. And that's build, buy, reinvest. And so, and we celebrate. If 12 years in, our family decides that, you know what, my income's gone up. So the downside of it being 25% of your income is they come in at, say, $50,000. Their payments are 25% of that. But as they get stronger and more stable in their home, we have found that their job security and their ability to improve themselves in their jobs go up as well. And so they start making more money. And so we'll have families that go from 50, all of a sudden they're at 75,000. Well, 25% of 75,000 is a lot more than 25% of 50,000. And so at that point, some of them will actually move to traditional mortgages so that their payments can be aligned, so they can do renovations, maybe it's putting a child through school, and they pay off the mortgage that's owed to Habitat, and that money goes, again, back into our Fund for Humanity. And we celebrate those, because these are people that have really made that tradition, that transition from social housing right through into traditional home ownership. And so we're really proud when those things happen. Habitat volunteers. So I could spend hours and hours just on our volunteers, but I know I don't have that time. But last year we had more than 1,500 individuals volunteer with Habitat, whether it was in our build program, our administration, or our restore. We consistently have people wanting to put their hand up and be involved. And we can't do it without volunteers, and their hours are precious. Last year it was almost 44,000 hours from our volunteers given to help Habitat be successful. Then there's the money, right? We can't build without money. So cash is great, and gifts in kind are great. And gifts in kind, there's a list of some of the ongoing sponsors that we get. So with Fanshawe College, I'll use them as an example. Their building and trade school uses us as part of their actual educational curriculum. So on our last build, they came out and did the foundation forming for us. And then obviously we had a hired contractor come in and pour the cement. I trust the kids, but there's a limit. You need an expert to do it. We've had their plumbers in, we've had electricians in through their school helping us do things. North American Trade Schools, their carpentry division has built all of our kitchens for us.
Wow.
So these are custom made kitchens that the students get to build in class, come in and install. Heritage Painters. They've been involved in assisting our volunteers with whether it's the paint supplies, but just helping us paint different areas. MT did our land surveying. So we have a large list of corporate donors who, from roofing to whatever, that will assist us with gifts in kind. And anybody who donates a gift in kind for a build, they get a tax receipt for the value of that. So there is a taxable benefit. And then our sponsor days. So at $50,000, corporations or individuals, if you so choose, could be the actual home sponsor, and those go all the way down to Iron Hammer, which is $1,000. Our most popular one are Habitat Build Days at $2,500. We have a lot of organizations, and believe it or not, we're starting to see families. I'll share the story of a family that does it. So they've got a dad that they think may be a little domineering and likes to be the boss. So the kids went together and raised $2,500 and brought him on site, and we gave him a foreman's hat for the day so he could legally boss them around. And they do it every year, and that's his Christmas gift. And he loves to come out on the site with the blue hat. We still have our site foreman beside him to make sure the things he's ordering them to do are still compliant with the Ministry of Labor, but they have a great day. And on that day, we bring in lunch, they're supplied t-shirts. Corporates do it it's a great team building exercise. So I'll pick on Royal Bank. So they had 10 ladies, it's their women in leadership. Come on site, we also have paint card hats for those when they want those days. They came out and they actually did the siding, half the siding on one of the homes that day. And it was not the kindest day out. It rained a little bit, then it got a little windy, back to rain. And they had a blast, and they've already signed up for our next build to do something again. And from a corporate standpoint, what they've found is by taking their employees out of their daily environment and bringing them onto a build site, the pride in the company goes up because the company they work for is doing something meaningful in the community. It gave them an opportunity. Some of the women had never used, obviously, an iron press, or in this case, a vinyl press. So they learned how to cut the vinyl, how to install it, how to nail it in. So they had a great time. So, but we have sponsorship at all levels, and each one of them come with their own benefits through social media, right through to a number of people on a build site. The next one. Yeah. So I just talked about our build days. We supply all the coffee, the snacks. We do, just so everybody's aware, because we're deemed a developer, so we have safety on site. First thing you do in the morning when you get there, we have our safety talks, hazards of the day. We supply all the personal, your protective, right down to if you don't have your own work boots, we supply them. But eyewear, headwear, earwear, we make sure you have fun, but we talk about always families first. That means the families that come in and help. We want to make sure you get home safe. So our fundraising support. So coming out and doing sessions like this, we get some organizations that will donate directly. Some will decide they're going to run a third-party event where the funds will go back to Habitat. Some will get involved as a volunteer. Some will realize, hey, you know what? I've got some stuff in my house I can donate to the restore. So all of those things help bring funding to us. The restore. So, how many people know that we have a salvage division? Right? So, it's not an uncommon response. Believe it or not, we have teams of individuals. So if you're doing renovations in your home, so let's say you're doing a new kitchen, we actually have a team that will come in and take out your old kitchen, give you a receipt for the value of it, and then go back and resell it in the restore. How is that a benefit to you? One, you get a tax receipt for the value of the kitchen. Two, your new contractor doesn't have to pull it out. So you're probably saving on your installation of your new kitchen. Three, when we're taking it out, we want to resell it. So we're going to be pretty good at taking it out and not doing any damage. And you're helping your community. And so we do have a salvage team that does that. We also, a lot of people go, I don't need to donate that. Old lighting fixtures, old taps, things of that nature, old doors. All of these are things that we resell within our organization. We get a lot of new product from places like Home Depot, Cops Build All, in St. Thomas, Gearlinks is a big supporter. So we get a lot of new stuff in the box, and we get a lot of gently used, but we certainly have a variety. And if you've been in our restore, it never looks the same 2 days in a row based on how much the material changes. The other thing about our restore that we're extremely proud of, and not very many nonprofits or charities can talk about this, all the revenue from our restores covers all of our administrative expenses. So when you donate to our build, every dollar you donate to go to a build goes directly towards the build. None of it comes off for our administration. It's all covered through our social enterprise, and any excess from our restores goes also directly into our build. So again, great sustainable model in terms of making sure that 100% of the money people donate gets to exactly where they'd like it to go. I'm almost done, I promise. There's our locations throughout someone asked, what's our catchment area? So we have London, Middlesex, Oxford, Elgin, and Perth counties. So geographically, we're pretty wide and pretty diverse, and we try and stay active in all those communities. And next, done, other than this. We're looking to come back to St. Thomas for a build in 2020. I was hoping I could announce it today, but the City of St. Thomas has been a great supporter of Habitat, and they offered us up some land at a pretty decent deal. So we've put the offer to purchase in on the land. We're currently just in our due diligence period to make sure there's no environmental concerns. Anybody drive by our site at Elma and Keynes when we were doing that? Okay, everybody realized that was an old church, right? Yeah, that was a lot of fun digging up what was underneath there. We don't want any more surprises like that. No bodies, nothing like that, but when they caved in the building, they caved in brick and a ton of ironworks and things like that, and so it typically costs us about $9,000 to $10,000 to dump clean fill at the landfill site. That project was $35,000 because there was so much debris inside the site. So it changed our due diligence on our land. So we take a little longer. We get some people out there digging and doing a few holes for us. But we really hope to announce shortly that we'll be back serving not one but two families, building the exact same design again, doing the semi-detached like we did at Elma and Keynes.
That's good.
So at this point, any questions?